He's the man with the Midas touch.
That was Shirley Bassey singing the James Bond hit Goldfinger. And why did we choose that song? Because my second special guest on the program is Deepak Bagga, the visionary founder of DBS Jewellery, a brand that blends the rich traditions of his father's craftsmanship with modern innovation. Growing up surrounded by gold and inspired by his father's skill, Deepak has transformed these early experiences into a celebrated jewellery house based where else? In Birmingham's Jewellery Quarter. Since launching DBS Jewellery in 2023, he has brought 22-karat gold jewellery into the digital age, offering exquisite designs and great customer service. Deepak's journey is a testament to honouring heritage while embracing the future. Let's go over to Birmingham, the second city of the UK, and talk to Deepak Bagga. Good morning, Deepak.
Good morning, Keith. Thank you very much for having me on the show today.
Most people are born with silver spoons in their mouths if they're very successful. You were born with gold. That early experience, is that what made you interested in a career? Because dad was doing it, and therefore, like other sons and daughters, you tend to go into the career that your dad was in. Were you forced to be in gold, or did you just kind of choose it?
Not at all. Wasn't forced into the industry. In fact, I was actually a relative late starter coming into the industry. I was actually in my late 20s when I first started learning about jewellery. But growing up, because we're a long line of jewellers, not just my father, but my grandfather, my father's brothers, my uncles, aunties. I was always surrounded by gold or workings of gold whilst growing up. My father himself, he actually taught me all the necessary skills from benchwork onwards. I was completely alien to the craft of gold jewellery when I first started in the industry. So he taught me how to alloy the gold, how to anneal the gold in preparation for working on it, and how to handle certain pieces of equipment whilst maintaining safety standards.
Did he teach you the skill and art of design, or is this something that you can learn, at Birmingham University? Is it a craft like crofting that is handed down generation to generation, or can you actually learn how to do it?
Absolutely. It is a craft that is handed down from generation to generation. As you can appreciate, each generation had their own set of skills and technologies that was introduced in their era before those skills were passed on to the next generation. My father taught me what he knew, but then what I did was added new technologies and new processes into the art of jewellery making to take DBS jewellery to the next step.
And we're going to talk more about the modernisation of jewellery, which is something that is happening. The traditional. I've got a traditional gold chain owned by my dad, and I've just added the dog tag with my name on it in case I forget my name. People now ask for different things. What's the most unusual thing that people have come into DBS and said, I'd like you to make this out of gold? What's the most unusual thing you've ever had to make?
Oh, gosh, the one that stands out for me, it was a nameplate made into a ring the customer wanted to be able to wear on all four fingers. So think of it as a very artistic knuckle duster, but the initials of the actual wearer. My dad made that from scratch with the gentleman's initials across all four fingers. That one really does stand out to me because it's so unusual. It's something that I'd never seen before.
Now, there's a bit of an obsession, isn't there, about gold? Property is the other obsession for our community. Asian people like gold. They give a lot of gold. They receive a lot of gold. Wedding, birthdays, whatever. What do you think is behind this? Why? Is it because it's safe and people know we've always got it? Because they don't tend to sell it, do they? They tend to hand it down. Few buy gold, consumer gold, as an investment. They tend to buy it as something that looks pretty.
Well, it's a two-pronged thing. Yes, it's a wearable item, but coming from, it being passed from one generation to another, there's a sense of security there as well. If the generation needs to then liquidize it in order to, use those funds for future investments. That gold is there as a sense of security for that up and coming generation, particularly newlyweds. That's one of the reasons why they're gifted gold jewelry so much, because they can then use that as an investment or other things which enables them to progress in life.
This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Lyca Radio. We're in Birmingham today, and I'm talking to Mr. Gold of Birmingham, Deepak Bagga, a director specializing in 22-carat gold jewelry design. We're going to come back and talk to him about how much it all costs for the consumer, but also we're going to talk about the big challenge, the challenge of the big gold monoliths that are coming over to our high street. Join me after the break.
Keith Vaz on Talking Points, Lyca.
Welcome back. This is Keith Vaz on Talking Points on Lyca Radio. If I've not said it before, I have said it before, but I'll say it again. Happy New Year. We're talking gold with Deepak Bagga, the director of DBS Jewellery in Birmingham, Britain's second largest city. Deepak Bagga, tell us about the cost of this. Has gone up. Whenever there's a crisis in the world, we hear that the price of gold has gone up. What is the price of an ounce of gold as we speak today? Give us a rough parameter as opposed to how much you might charge at your company.
At today's price, you're looking at 3,200 at today's price for an ounce of gold, and an ounce of gold is 31.1 grams.
And those little bars that people have, not the big bars that we used to have in the Bank of England till they were all sold out. Those little bars, like a dog tag figure, how much would that be?
It all depends on the size of the bar. You can buy a bar from as little as 1 gram. But what you've got to realize is that the smaller the bar is, the higher the premium is for that particular bar because of the cost of manufacturing a smaller bar versus a larger one. So it all comes down to, what the plan is to do with that bar. Is it for long-term investment? Is it for a gift? And that way we can sort of narrow it down what is best for that customer.
Now, in terms of the carat of gold, there's different grades of gold, isn't there?
Yes.
There are 24 carats and 18 carats. How do you know as a consumer that you're not being sold a pup, that you're actually being sold gold at a certain carat value?
Yes, the hallmarking becomes very, very important now. Hallmarking is done by the SA office, whether it's in London, Birmingham or Sheffield. Now, each hallmark carries these initials. It would be DBS. We're the authorized carrier of that particular hallmark. And what the SA office does, it then tests that item for how much percentage in terms of gold content is within that jewelry. So 22 carat, for example, that 91.6% gold content plus the other alloys. So within the hallmark, you'll have our initials and also 916, which dictates the percentage of the gold content. This is the same with 18 carat, which is 75%, and 9 carat, which is 37.5% gold content.
Now, there is a big challenge coming to the high street. Our big high streets that have lots of jewellery shops, for example, the Golden Mile in Leicester, called the Golden Mile because of the number of jewellery shops. Then you've also got Jewellery Quarter in Birmingham, you've got the Green Lane Centre Road in East End of London and other places. There's a challenge from the big multiples. I'm talking about Callian and Malabar, who've moved into Britain in a big way. Do you all worry as high street jewellers that actually the market is going to be taken up by these big monoliths?
I think if the retailers embrace innovation and the new technologies that are available to them, we can stay sort of one step ahead of the competition in that sense. Now, one of the things that I really wanted DBS Jewellery to be renowned for is being a retailer that not only manufactures the jewellery, but is able to sell it on a digital online platform and be able to serve customers nationwide. The biggest challenge that I had, particularly when it comes to rings, is making sure that we have adequate sizes in stock to serve our customers in a timely manner. So with the ladies' rings, for example, that's the dress rings and the bridal ring sets, we carry sizes from I to R. And subject to availability, they're available for next day delivery. And when it comes to the gents rings, we carry sizes from T to X-ray. That's 5 ring sizes there for the gents. And again, subject to availability, they're available for next day delivery once the customers process the order online.
Deepak, finally, before we close, what does the future hold for DBS Jewellery? It's a very competitive industry. You've got the big guns coming from India. You've got other jewellery shops there. What are your aspirations for the brand?
Keith, our vision for the future is very simple. We want to break away from the notion that 22 karat gold jewellery is, in inverted commas, Indian gold. It's not. It's available for anyone that appreciates the luster and the intense hue of 22 karat gold jewellery. And what we're looking to do is introduce modern contemporary designs that appeal to the younger generation, but also whilst offering an alternative to the more seasoned buyers of 22 karat gold jewellery. Now, we want to do this by being able to maintain the standards for the products as well as having customer service as a core principle of DBS Jewellery. The vision or the aim is, the aspiration is very simple, to become synonymous with 22 karat gold jewellery nationwide.
Deepak Bagga, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for joining us today and talking gold in the first few programs of 2026. We always ask our special guests to choose a song that means something special to them and to dedicate it to someone special. What song would you like to choose and to whom would you like to dedicate it? And please don't say Diamonds Are Forever.
Very closely related. It's a Bollywood song. It reminds me of all the good times that myself and my family had whilst growing up. And that's Sona Kitna Sona Hai from Hero Number One. And I would like to dedicate that to my mum, my dad, and my two sisters, Sonia and Priya. And just like for Karishma, Govinda was hero number one, we want DBS Jewellery to be the number one choice for 22 karat gold jewellery for all our supporters.
Did you see the way he got in that advert right at the end of the interview? Well done. I think they call it a googly in cricketing circles. Thank you for joining us. I hope you and all the jewellers in Birmingham have the most wonderful golden new year. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your Sunday.
Thank you very much, Keith, for having me on the program today. And I'd just like to wish a very happy and blessed start to the new year to all the listeners of Lyca Radio.
Let's hear the Golden Boy's song. Not Diamonds Are Forever and not Goldfinger. Let's hear his song dedicated to his mum and his two sisters. Enjoy.